Hi friends, Tara Boston Kimber here, founder and clinical director of the Counseling Hub, practicing counselor in the state of Missouri. And I want to take a minute today and chat with you a little bit about what you can and, dare I say, should expect from relationship counseling. So, here is the deal. Anytime you come in for relationship counseling, the whole first session should really be dedicated to basically assessment. So if I have a couple that comes in, or I don't know, a poly couple, or like multiple people that come in and they're wanting to come in for relationship counseling, I'm going to spend the whole first time asking them why they're here. So literally, what brings you in? I'm going to figure out what they want to get out of therapy or counseling. What are your goals? I ask people, if you walk away from this and you feel like it's successful, what does it look like? How do you know it's successful? I want to hear about their history. So this is a Gottman technique. You want to hear their story. You want to hear who they are as a couple. You want to hear about their ups and downs. You want to hear the kind of language they use as they talk about that. You want to hear what drew them together, what's kept them together, etc. And then I want them to engage in conflict. So this is all based on the Gottman research, and I'm a huge proponent of John Gottman and Julie Gottman and their research, their sound house relationship theory. So the last thing in the first assessment, or the first session, excuse me, I want people to engage in some sort of like conflict discussion or some like disagreement. It can be really subtle. Sometimes it gets a little intense. I mean, some people really struggle with it, etc. But I'm really like looking for certain things around conflict. So how are people engaging in conflict? Do they have different conflict styles? Are the four horsemen coming up, etc.? And I'll do a video on the four horsemen in the future, but not right now. So that's my whole first session. Basically, soon after that, I'll send them a link for an assessment, like a more formal sort of self-report survey. The next time I see them, if I'm either going to do it individually to get more information from the assessment that I sent them, the tangible one that they fill out on their own, or I'm going to see them together if I have enough information from that assessment that I sent them once I get the results. So here's really what happens. You have 2 full sessions that are basically dedicated to assessment, at least 2 full sessions. From that point forward, then I'm going to figure out a treatment plan. That sounds so formal. I mean, realistically, I'm going to talk with people and let them know this is what we need to work on. These things are going really well. We need to keep doing these things. And these are like large gaping holes that we have to fill or we need to fix. I think that what happens is that people want an immediate fix. You want to come into a couple session and feel like we're good, like one session and this is the exact issue and we're good to go. I just can't do that. Like I mean, not I personally am, no. It's not, I would say it's almost not possible to do that. There are subtle things that we don't see in person, especially first and second session-ish. People are like trying to behave in a way. You're sometimes not getting everything from them. So, I'm going off on a tangent. I'm sorry. Basically, that's what you can and should, I would say should, but that's what you can expect. You want a counselor to really spend time figuring out what's wrong. So and here's an example of why. If somebody comes in and they say, this is the problem, the problem is XYZ. The problem is that we argue about finances. That's really common. We argue about finances. Okay, cool. If I think, well, that's the problem, and then I go from there, but the problem just doesn't seem to be getting resolved, I mean, I've probably not done a thorough enough assessment. So in their minds, the couple is right. They do argue about finances, and they see that as the problem. That's why they're coming in, because they can't resolve it. And the reality is that there's probably more going on. No, it doesn't have to be a huge amount more, like some secret hidden thing. But I mean, there's key things that we look for, and there's key things that assessments are used for. And That's why we have jobs, right? That's why counselors do the work, is to get at the real stuff, the stuff that's really going on, and to work from there. So I'm a huge proponent of assessment in couples counseling in particular, and yeah, in couples counseling in particular, and relationship counseling. I think we absolutely need an assessment before we move forward. And if you're going to seek out a relationship counselor, look for that. Definitely look for that. So good luck. If you have questions, thoughts, feedback, etc., shoot me an email, tara@thecounselinghub.com, or you can just peruse the blog and see if there's anything else at thecounselinghub.com. Otherwise, have a great day. See ya.